Alright, what's up, YouTube? Counterpunch Boxing Talk. Here we go. Buckle up. I got a good one for you today. Okay, basically, I want to do a follow up on all of this madness, and then really I want to move on unless we get some developing news. And I've got some developing news. And one thing I want to mention. Okay, one of the judges, the 117-111 judge in the Pacquiao Horn fight, I have a video coming out, and I really want you gals, to check it out, okay? I'm going to leave it at that, but we're going to talk about this particular judge, okay? So, look, I mean, where do I start, man? I've got the numbers, but, I'm not going to bore you with that, okay? Let's start with the WBO investigation, okay? The WBO, Pacquiao lost the WBO. Now they're launching an investigation, and basically, but here's what I don't get. Okay, they're going to investigate, but whatever they determine, they're not going to change the decision or the ruling of the fight. Okay, they said they're doing it for the integrity and the good of boxing. So basically, they're going to say, well, either we agree or disagree with the judges, but either way, we're not going to change the outcome. I mean, what's the fucking point in doing an investigation? And their reply is, well, we at least want to have it on record that we agree with the boxing fan. Okay, this is called damage control. Okay, I repeat, damage fucking control. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to clean up their mess. Okay, now, man, where do I start? Fuck it. Let's start with Bob Arum. Okay, Bob Arum right now. Okay, basically, let me read some comments from Mr. Bob Arum right here. And look, I don't know if I have or had. I don't know the correct word here. If I have or had a ton of respect for him, because look, Bob Arum, man, he goes back to Muhammad Ali. Okay, Hagler Hearns. I mean, these great iconic fights in boxing. Bob Arum was behind them. Okay, so I don't know what to think of him right now because, look, I think he's behind it. I mean, don't you find it incredibly odd that in December, out of nowhere, boom, Bob Arum is merging with Duco Promotions out of Australia. And look, I even made a video back in December. Go watch it. And I was like, this is really weird, really odd. And, and basically, as a bonus, Duco Promotion, they're getting a Jeff Horn Manny Pacquiao fight. Okay, it was pretty much like a bonus package, right? I mean, it was, and I even said that in my video was titled, is Pacquiao a pawn for Bob Arum? And yes, and that's exactly what he is. But look, Bob Arum. Okay, let's talk about the corner real quick. Okay, this is what he said. Pacquiao has idiots in the corner. Okay, and then he went on to say Pacquiao was overconfident. His corner said stupid things. Arum said Horn is a competent fighter, and Pacquiao basically underestimated him and treated him like a bum. Okay, and he said, that they did no research on Pacquiao or on Jeff Horn. That Pacquiao did no research on Horn. That he was just arrogant, cocky, overconfident, and even Manny Pacquiao said he overtrained. Okay, and I do believe it because he looked exactly like a fighter that overtrained. I mean, he's not 25 years old anymore. Okay, and I do believe that he overtrained. And then look, and I want to get into what Justin Fortune had to say as well. So, I mean, man, there is just so much to go over here. But look, I mean, okay, first of all, how do you do your homework on a guy like Jeff Horn? I mean, look, I broke his resume down about a month ago. There's nothing there. There's nothing spectacular to break down and to watch. I mean, he's a come-forward, amateur, clumsy, klutzy fighter, that is, a D-level fighter. I mean, what's to break down? What's to analyze? I mean, look, he was in the ring with, like, this 40-year-old dude that nearly knocked him out. Okay, I mean, so I don't understand these comments, made by Bob Arum. I really don't. Okay, but he did go on to say that there is a rematch clause. And he talked about also Pacquiao, his media guy came out, okay, the guy in charge of his media came out and basically said that, Bob has changed. His body language has changed towards Pacquiao. The way he treats Manny Pacquiao in general has changed, and he's just trying to cash out on him, therefore, setting Pacquiao up. Even Pacquiao said, I feel like I was set up. Okay, I feel like the fight was fixed. I feel like I got cheated. And look, here's the thing. Like, I think it's something like 88% of the boxing media had Pacquiao winning. Okay, and that 117-111, absolutely ridiculous. So, and remember, even Freddie Roach, he said, the only way Jeff Horn wins is if Manny Pacquiao trips on the way to the ring. Okay, but and Justin Fortune had a pretty good answer for that. He said, look, he goes, look, we didn't underestimate Jeff Horn. He's like, that's just pre-fight banter. Okay, that's talking shit. That's all we were doing. We did not underestimate this guy. Okay. But and in my mind, honestly, I think they maybe did. Okay, perhaps maybe they did. I don't know. I mean, who am I to say? But look, and here, look. First of all, I don't like Alex Ariza. Okay, can't stand the guy. But I like when people tell the truth, and they interviewed Alex, about Bob Arum. Now, let me throw a few names at you. Okay, let me throw a few names at you, and you tell me what they have in common, and I'll give you a minute. Okay. Mikey Garcia, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya, Miguel Cotto, Eric Morales, Nonito Donaire. Okay? What do they have in common? Chavez, Garcia, Mayweather, De La Hoya, Cotto, Morales, Nonito Donaire. And I could go on, but I'm just going to throw a few. They all left Top Rank. Okay? None of them could work with Bob Arum. Think about it. Mikey Garcia, basically Bob Arum got pissed off at Garcia because he didn't like the matchmaking, or Mikey, he didn't like who he wanted him to fight, and Bob Arum pretty much shelved him, put him up on the shelf for nearly 2 years, okay? Finally, they released him from Top Rank. He's a free agent, but my point is, I mean, these other guys, they've walked away from Bob Arum, okay? But yet, Manny Pacquiao, he's remained loyal because I think that's just how he is, okay? He's loyal. And right now, by the way, his contract has completely ended, and people think that, well, Bob Arum, he's got the leverage because if Manny wants a rematch, then he's going to have to sign again with Top Rank, a 2-fight deal, a 3-fight deal in order to get the rematch. But no. Here's what Pacquiao needs to do. Go to another promoter. Go to a Golden Boy. I mean, make your own promotional company. Promote it yourself. Pacquiao's got the money, the means. Like, he doesn't need Top Rank, and so that's just an idea that I had. So, and Bob Arum, he's so arrogant. He's like, well, yeah, if Pacquiao wants that rematch, basically he's going to have to sign with me. Okay. Then he took it a step further and said, Pacquiao needs the money because he just built 1,000 homes and he gave away $500,000. He's buying motors for outboard boats. Buying boats, hospitals, ambulances. So Pacquiao needs the money because he gives it all away. These are direct comments coming from Bob Arum. Okay, now, you guys, here's the thing. When people ask me directly, they're like, look, Trace, do you think Bob Arum set up Manny Pacquiao? And my answer is I don't know. But I kind of do. I kind of do. I don't. But here, I know this. Somebody did. Okay. I don't know if it was a collection of people, if it was kind of an unspoken thing, like it's written on the wall, an unspoken rule, like this dude's not winning no matter what. He's got to knock him out to win. I don't know. Was it the Australian government? And then now, by the way, now you have the Filipino government investigating the Australian government, and I forget the name. I've got a picture. I'll look for it, and I've got the article actually. It's some kind of a commission in the Philippines that wants to launch an investigation against the officials in Australia. Okay, and again, and I've talked about this before. This is why we need one sanctioning body over everything, over the entire sport of boxing. Now, I don't like a dictatorship, so maybe we could have two, but we need some kind of governing body. Okay, that's a better word, a governing body to just overlook boxing, a place that you can turn, when you're saying, hey, I feel like I was robbed or whatever, a place you can turn. So but I look, there is some type of corruption here. I don't know what it is. If it was a paid-off judge, was it Bob Arum? Was it the government? I mean, obviously the officials are incredibly corrupt. Like I said, I showed you guys 80, 90 fouls, and the referee did not call one single foul. Not one single foul did that referee call. Okay, and that's bullshit, complete bullshit. All right, and then them fucking commentators. Oh man, and look, I'm gonna make another video about them too. Damn comment. Oh, I hear their voice in my head, like, oh, Jeff Horn landed a huge fuck off crocodile Dundee right hand. Oh yeah, Jeff Horn. Yeah, oh yeah. It's like, that fucking voice like rings through my head at night. I can't even go back and watch the fight with the sound on. Can't stand it. Can't fucking stand it. And look, to all the Australian people out there, I like you. I love you. You're my brothers. You're my sisters. But look, those officials are corrupt as hell. Okay, and I think they played up their little Australian accent, just to rub it in the Americans' face. Like, oh, we're Crocodile Dundee lovers. Oh, I really do. I think that they intentionally did that. So, but look, here's the interview with Justin Fortune, Radio Raheem. This is my boy, Radio Raheem. Shout out, Radio Raheem. But Justin Fortune, basically he said, he asked him, he's like, well, what do you think about Bob Arum, saying you're a fucking idiot, basically? And he's like, well, that's Bob, what can I say? That's how he feels, But, and then Justin, though, he did say, he goes, I don't think it was a setup, but I think the officials are corrupt. So it's like, okay, I mean, that doesn't make any damn sense to me, But let me see. And right here is the Dean, I forget his name, Dean something, the head of Duco Promotion, okay? Just living it up. And look, dude's calling out Earl Spence, Mayweather, who else did he call out? Thurman, I forget who it was, but man, look, these guys need to realize, first of all, they're going to have to come to America, and those officials will not protect Jeff Horn, okay, number one. Number two, you're never, ever, ever, ever going to get an American fighter to go to Australia ever again. Ain't happening. And I know Pacquiao is not an American fighter, but he might as well be. He's got a house in L.A. and the Philippines. He's a partial citizen, so loved by Americans. Here's Bob Arum. This was like in the Jesse Vargas fight, and I thought it was interesting. Bob Arum was bitching about Pacquiao being a senator. And, he was saying that he doesn't have enough time to train. Basically he works 8-9 hours in his senator duties, and he goes and he trains. And you remember, okay, another point I want to make. I'm going to wrap it up here in a minute. But another point I want to make. Remember when Manny Pacquiao made the anti-gay comments, right? He said something about how he compared gay people to animals. But what he was trying to say is in nature, you don't have male and male deer and elephants and shit breeding together. So Pacquiao was trying to say that in human life, in human nature, human beings should be the same way. That's what he was trying to say, that it's unnatural. Okay, so Bob Arum did not like that. He's a hardcore Democrat. He's a pro-Hillary Clinton dude. Did not like that at all. Okay, and and then remember, Nike dropped them. Then they picked up Gennady Golovkin, but Under Armour stepped in to endorse Manny Pacquiao. So, oh shit, my battery's low. But so ever since then, I think that's where the tide kind of started to turn a little bit. Okay, that's where I noticed things started to shift. Bob Arum, really started. And look, I remember there was one incident where they're interviewing Bob Arum. Manny Pacquiao's in the ring, just training, hitting the mitts, and Bob Arum is like steady talking shit about him, and Pacquiao is like right behind him in the ring, hitting the mitts and shit, pop, 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 and Bob Arum was like right there, 10 feet away, just talking crazy shit, bringing up quotes in the Bible and talking about how wrong Pacquiao is. I mean, so, but look, let me tell you what Alex Ariza had to say. Stay away from Bob Arum, run. Okay, Bob Arum is a scumbag. And then he went on to talk about, Mikey Garcia, Chavez, Mayweather, De La Hoya, Morales, Nonito Donaire, Cotto. They all left Top Rank. They all ran away from Bob Arum, okay? Then he went on to say, let's see, he's going to cast Pacquiao out. It's no different than he did with Eric Morales or Chavez. He will cash you in like a lottery ticket. Okay, Arum will treat you like a dog. Okay, when you can no longer race or you're on the decline, he'll take you out to the field and shoot you. Okay, I mean, these are harsh words coming from Alex Ariza. Okay, I mean, I could read more, but you get the gist of it, right? I mean, here's the thing. Like I said, I don't know if I should respect Bob Arum or not. I mean, and the truth, the truth will always come out. It'll always come out. And, and at one point, Arum and Pacquiao, I believe they did have a really good relationship. Like back in these days, I really think they did. But like I said, right around that anti-gay comment, Bob Arum changed, Or, was it like the Marquez knockout? Now, look, let me tell you, like, play devil's advocate for a minute, okay? A lot of people say, well, Pacquiao got knocked out by Marquez, right? Then he came back, and beat a human punching bag, Brandon Rios, okay? Then he got robbed, and my timeline might be a little bit off, but then he gets robbed by Bradley, right? And I think that's how it went, actually. It was like the robbery, knockout, Rios, can't remember off the top of my head. Okay, then he goes on to a Jesse Vargas fight, but remember, he looked great in the Jesse Vargas fight, and even the third Bradley fight, okay? I mean, that's, a top 10 welter, right? Pound for pound welter, beat him soundly, right? And it's like, but if you look at it, I mean, I understand the other side of the argument. He is getting older. He is on the decline, but none of what we saw in the Jeff Horn fight doesn't make any kind of sense. I mean, even if, I don't know. I mean, to me, Pacquiao, he looked, flat-footed. He looked, I don't want to say gassed out, but what I really think it was, I think he was just overwhelmed by the dirty fighting. I really do. I think he was just like, what is going on here? That kind of thing. And I do think he overtrained, but I also think he did enough to win. Don't get me wrong. So I can understand the criticism coming from other people that he did look a little flat-footed. He wasn't as active. The volume wasn't there. The angles were not there. The speed was not there. I mean, I get it, but he did enough to win. He did more than enough to win. And he certainly didn't deserve a 117-111. But look, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. I don't want to make the video too long. But I'm going to work on a video, like I said, about the judges. Okay, I'm going to break these judges down for you and basically expose them, okay? And hopefully the video will go viral because I'm going to try really hard. I want that video to get high views. And again, this is non-monetized. So we got a new video coming out every day. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and I will be back with another. Thank you for watching.